Harriet Tubman, A Forgotten Hero by Valerie Keody. Harriet Tubman, the most famous conductor on the Underground Railroad. Harriet Tubman is a woman who was born into slavery. She was born in the 1820s and lived the life of any other slaves. At a young age, she received narcolepsy from being hit in the head with a 2-pound weight. Later on in life, she escaped slavery and soon became a human rights activist, returning to the South to free other slaves and support women's rights. A list of obstacles Harriet Tubman faced could be the fact that she repeatedly returned to the South with a bounty on her head. Another struggle she faced was the hardship of making sure not to get caught by slave catchers. Along with that, she also suffered from narcolepsy, which made her feel extreme fatigue and suffer from severe headaches. The impact of Harriet Tubman is one that affects everyone. Without her, many people would have still been under slavery and wouldn't have been freed. Along with that, with the actions she had done, she made society think about people's races and genders to help shape the world into what it is today. Harriet was born into slavery and struggled with many hardships during her lifetime. Harriet Tubman suffered from narcolepsy at a young age from being hit in the head with a 2-pound weight by a slave owner. Harriet also became a human rights activist soon after escaping slavery. A Harriet Tubman digital poster. This is a Harriet Tubman digital poster I made in class. Information it presents is such as her original name, which is Arminta Harriet Ross, her date of birth, which is estimated to be January 29th, 1820, even though the actual year and date she was born is actually unknown. Her location of birth, Dorchester County, Maryland. Location of death, Auburn, New York. It shows such things as her legacy, impact, achievements, and why she deserves a place in history. Some achievements Harriet Tubman has is escaping slavery in 1849. She freed about 300 slaves using the Underground Railroad. Harriet Tubman hasn't lost a single slave in all the years she's worked in the Underground Railroad, and along with that, she helped in the Civil War, such as cooking and nursing. She deserves a place in history. I believe Harriet Tubman deserves a place in history because she was one of the first people to fight for the freedom of slaves. In her lifetime alone, she accomplished so much by escaping slavery herself and freeing or rescuing over 700 slaves. During the time, though, she had a huge bounty on her head for all the freedom she had given numerous slaves, yet continued to, even when she knew the danger she was putting herself in. Martin Luther King has a memorial, even though he came after, and this is simply not fair. She suffered from so much hardship from being separated from some family to be diagnosed with narcolepsy. Along with that we are still under her influence today, such as equality of races and genders. Without her, the world today might have been extremely different than what it is now. And that is why Harriet Tubman deserves a place in U.S. history and more credit than she is given. Such things as her impact and her legacy were already included in this slideshow presentation. As shown on the Harriet Tubman digital poster I've made, you can see such information as her birth date, death date, and what went on in her life. The deliverable shows struggles and obstacles she went through, such as escaping slavery, making trips back to the South, freeing slaves, traveling with a bounty on her head, and even having to deal with narcolepsy, which she received at a very young age. Harriet Tubman has impacted my life by showing me that no matter what gender or race you may be, all people should be treated equally and that you should follow your heart and fight for what you think is right. I have learned that it doesn't take someone with superpowers to be a hero, but someone who follows their heart and takes action, doing what they think is right for themselves and others. That's what I learned it takes to be a hero. Thank you for watching.